anymore, so some things have changed. What about this? What does that do? Nothing? Oh, flips the counter around? Huh. It goes sideways. So I guess that's new to me. That's new. I guess you can't turn your phone sideways anymore to live stream, so that's kind of odd. It's a new thing for YouTube's since it's been frickin' forever. Now I gotta go find my friggin' face again. No. Okay. All right. I think it's because of the shorts, man. YouTube wants you to turn your phone up and down to make shorts, so now they're doing it for live streams. That's just weird as hell. I don't get that. What's up, John the Hollows guy? My first time watching your streams. John, it's been a minute, man. It's been months. Took on more work at night. I've been prepping for MHC like crazy after getting back from Fear Expo. So there has been a whole lot going on, so I haven't been very present. What's up, John C? What's up, Ray? Yeah, Masato, that is weird. Using my phone sideways when I live stream off of it, and they won't let me turn it sideways. They want me to keep it up and down, so that's pretty weird. I don't know if that's a new thing that they change stuff because they're constantly changing or tweaking stuff, or they just want everything to be shorts now, I guess, because people have the attention span of a goddamn flea. So, Masato, I'm using it off my phone, and I'm reading comments on a laptop. So my phone is what I'm streaming on, and then I'm just picking up comments on the laptop. But usually, I can turn the phone sideways or whatever, and it gives you a wider span, so that's kind of odd. Now I'm going to have to jack with it and mess with it and see what the hell changed or what's going on, or talk to somebody else who goes live and figure out what the hell. What's kind of odd. What's up, John? John S. Since we got two Johns in here. Yeah, so I've been busy, man. The night job is longer. Trying to make some more stuff for MHC, some new stuff. I've been posting some stuff in Cobwebs and some stuff on Instagrams. Just freaking busy. Man, that phone looks freaking sideways to me. Any better? Okay, maybe that's better. It's hard to tell. So I got a couple left projects to work on, and then pack this stuff up and go to Chicago. So I'm out of here next Thursday night. Load in for Midwest Hunters Convention is Friday morning. We're gonna leave Thursday night, get the U-Haul packed up, and get in there and unload and see friends and family, and hopefully have a successful vending venture this weekend. That's probably why, Masato. I think it's because of the shorts. When you make a short, they want your phone up and down. Why the long landscape? I don't know. I tried touching some buttons and it just flipped the camera around. I don't know if there's a setting on there for side, but it said your screen is already locked. Normally, when I used to live screen, you had to turn your phone sideways and you type in a whole title for your live stream and everything. So they changed a lot of stuff around. So that's kind of odd. I'm gonna have to look into that, or I'm gonna have to start playing with it and messing up stuff. John C. says, there's a new thing of the live streams that they are constantly on. Some do daily live streams. I don't see what they... I can't do it every day, man. I'm too damn busy. I got two freaking jobs. Being online, I'm not a cam girl. I'm not trying to get donations. I'm not going to jump on a trampoline for you guys in my panties. You don't have to go to my Patreon to see my VIP set of photos. You don't have to say hi, say it back. Do you like photo 1 or 2? I'm just not interested, man. I ain't got all day for that shit. No feet pictures, Masato. If you want some, DM me later. $5. Hey, feet people get paid, man. That's all I gotta say. They rake in freaking cash. We've been bringing $10,000 a month on OnlyFans, single moms. It's crazy. Why is my screen delayed? Okay, I need to catch up to myself. Probably gonna jack stuff up, so I'll probably just leave it alone. See, John C. said, you make enough to cover the booth plus profit. At shows for the store, it was $800 a day. One was $1,200. So, John, at Fear Expo, I did not do good. I did not make booth. I think because it's an election year, there just were no buyers in the building, or the ones that were, about 90% of the vendors lost. So I'm going to go back next year and kick that show's ass. M8C, it's $800 for 10 feet. You have a day and a half. I have 20 feet, which is technically 2 booths. So that's $1,600 just for the booth. So that means my first, let's see, the truck's going to be about $350 or so. So that's what, 16, 1950 plus hotel is another $550, not including travel food. So to vend alone, my first $2,500 of stuff is free. It goes out the door and free before you're in the money. So I think a lot of people don't understand that when they walk around conventions. Oh, I can get that for $20 at Home Depot. Then you should immediately go to Home Depot and buy that stuff, and don't come to haunt shows, because stuff is handmade, it's unique, it's not something that came off a shelf or out of a mold from China. At least some of my stuff is. Unless you're buying reseller stuff or Trick or Treat Studios masks or whatever that are just mass produced. But it's not cheap to vend. And a big show like that, yeah. I mean, Transworld, you guys, if you don't know this, a Transworld show is $1,500 for 10 foot by 10 foot. So some of the shows can get pricey. So prices are priced the way they are because people have got to pay bills to vend. So it sucks, but you're also buying a unique piece from somebody. So keep that in mind too. Yeah, it's been a minute, Masato. I've just been crazy busy, and there's always a lot going on. There's just never enough hours in a day to be me. I was working today. I'm trying to put price tags and everything, box stuff up, clean the freaking shop because it's a mess. It's like a bomb went off in there, and I'm still not done. I still got to do a run of magnets, I think, and I got to finish a couple of scarecrows if I can even get those done. What's up, Edson? You know, Masato, it's true. I just feel like I don't want to buy anything anymore, man. I want to buy supplies. I want to buy materials. I want to buy unique stuff from my friends and other vendors. I don't want any more Home Depot shit. I don't want any more Spirit Halloween stuff. Unless I'm going to cut it up or smash it and make something else out of it, or it's really cool and unique. I just don't want to have the same bunch of crap that everybody else has. And I think a lot of people fall into that pattern where it's like, oh, I got to have a 12-foot skeleton. Oh, I got to have the new 12-foot skeleton. Oh, I got to have the Inferno. I got to have... It's the keeping up with the Joneses shit that's making people broke and they can't pay their damn bills, man. I gotta have all the new pumpkins from Home Depot. I gotta have all the animatronics from Lowe's. I gotta have all the animatronics from Spirit Halloween. Who the fuck's got that kind of money, man? To keep up with that and get every piece of crap that they're gonna put out, and you're gonna spend $5,000 to pick up all the animatronics, and they're gonna work for about 6 minutes and break. Sorry, man. I'll buy a mech, or I'll build a mech, and I'll build my own animatronic. It's got to be really unique, you know. 'Cause some of that stuff, it's just not made to last. You know, you put it in the yard for 6 minutes and the wind blows on it or the rain drops on it, and it's shot. You got $350 worth of a static prop that you can use next year to stand up in the yard with, like, you know, piston fabric. So I think, like Steve from Grimwood Hollow, I just want to make everything, man. I don't want anything you can recognize in my display, or I want it from friends and other vendors, and I want unique stuff, man. I just don't want the store-bought shit, man. It's all made in China anyways. I mean, you can't go to Home Depot and get anything that's made in America from Halloween. It's all made in China. It's already done. It was probably done last year, and they're shipping it over here for this year, you know? So I just want to, you know, basically burn everything I have that's store-bought, that's not unique, or that I haven't changed or made different. I just don't want to promote that shit, man. Because literally people are broke thinking, oh, you know, I can't live without this. I can't live without that, man. You know, it's like the stores are just pumping that, you know, throwing ads at you all day, and all these videos, you know, oh, here's all the kids go and they steal the Lowe's videos that Lowe's already put out, and then they chop it up and make 14 videos out of it. Oh, the new Scarecrow, the new Pirate, the new this. You know, it's like, I don't want to see that shit, man. It's obnoxious as hell. I don't care. They're doing it for views and to make ad money, you know, so I get it, make a video on every single animatronic, steal all the previews that the stores drop, and you can just go to the store's channel and see what the hell they're putting out. They're telling you. You know, people take the videos and they copy them, and then they make 20 videos out of that one, and they make this animatronic versus that animatronic. Well, which one am I going to have? You know, am I going to get this one, or am I going to get this one? No, I got to have all of them. You know, mom and dad ain't going to be able to pay the mortgage this month because I got to have all the shit I see on the internet. It's just stupid, man. I don't want to be a part of that, man. I want to hand make stuff, and I don't care if it's not popular. I want to build what I like. If other people like it, man, that's freaking cool too. I don't want to feed into the machine anymore, man. I'm out. I'm mentally checked out. I'm done. I want stuff from vendor friends and unique stuff. And when somebody walks in my yard, I don't want a kid walking in saying, "Oh, he's got the Home Depot 12-foot skeleton. Oh, he's got the 2018 witch from Spirit Halloween. Oh, that's the bat from so and so." Please, man. I don't want to be that dude. And that's great for people who got, a big block and they do things and, they all have the same pumpkins. They all have the same 12-foot skeletons. I'm out, man. I'm not done. I'm done. I'm not buying into it. I'm not, I just want to burn it all down, man. Hey, Berlina. It's not so much about haggling, John. Um, sure, everybody wants a deal, but if somebody really wants a piece from you, or they want, something that you made that specifically fits their haunt, sure, people ask for a deal. I get it, but hey, what about us? What's up, Ezekiel? Rat bags. Yeah, I just finished another rat. This one's a one-off rat. He's gonna be pretty cool. I'll take him up to M8C. Masato says the only Home Depot thing I want is the new Vader. They're making a Vader, really? I didn't even see that. Of course, I don't really watch. I haven't kept up. Every time I see a Lowe's sneak peek, a Spirit Halloween sneak peek, I don't care. I just don't. So what? I can't even scroll up to see anything I missed. Well, son of a bitch, YouTube. What are you doing to me? John the Hallows guy says I need to go to a Halloween convention, but I live in a place where there are none for miles. And I don't like to spend my money. John, I would stay home. The money you're going to spend on a convention, go buy materials, make your own stuff. You can always watch conventions on YouTube, which I do, because if I'm not there, I want to see what's there, who's there, which friends of mine, what people are making, what looks cool, what looks like shit. So there's no excuse not to be watching on YouTube. You can do that from the comfort of your own home. Doesn't cost you a penny. And if you see something you like, try and build it, man. Go buy some materials, buy some foam, buy some plastic, mess around, buy some cheap skeletons and tear those up, man. And build unique stuff. I did not know Home Depot was making a Vader. That's pretty crazy. Ray, I'm telling you, man, the last couple of years, Halloween's exploded. It's getting really popular, and the stores know that. So now their claws are out, and they're trying to make sure everybody has a 12-foot skeleton. Everybody has an Inferno skeleton. Everybody has, 14 brand new pumpkins, and they beat it into your head. Oh, you got to have it, or else you're not cool. I'll make my own goddamn pumpkins. Dark Ride Squirrentees? Dark Ride Squirrentees? Oh yeah, thanks for sharing all your content without the extra Patreon stuff. Dark Ride, I see it. It's like relentless on Amazon, man. Or not Amazon, Instagram. You know, if you're pulling titties out, man, you get 5,000 likes. You hand make something, you get maybe 20, 30. So I suck at Instagram. But it's that way, man. I really don't want to charge for anything. And maybe eventually, if I did this full time, yeah, I might start a Patreon for like exclusive things, or I'm showing people behind the scenes stuff. But for the most part, I don't care. If I make something, I'll show you guys. If you message me, I tell you how I make it. If you come to a show and you're looking at my stuff, I'll tell you what's in it. If I post something on YouTube, not YouTube, yeah, even YouTube. If I post it on YouTube, if I post it somewhere on the internet, and you want to know how I made something or what I used in it, is that made of like upholstery foam or whatever? Man, I always answer all my questions and comments, so don't be afraid to ask. I don't like using cheap shit, that's for sure. If I sell something to somebody, I want them to have a prop for the next 20, 30 years. It's going to hold up and they can pass it down to their kids. I'm not a fan of, spending $300 on an animatronic that worked for Halloween night and then it never worked again, or it worked for part of the night and then it stopped working and it's been dead ever since. So it just sucks, man. I don't know, Masato. Making your own Vader, and you could buy a costume and do a 6-footer, but the costume's probably gonna be pretty pricey. I know some of them helmets out there, the reproduction helmets, like $1,000. I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan. I like the Tauntauns. I think they're awesome. I like Darth Maul. I'm just not a Star Wars guy. Some of the stuff is cool. Not for me. It's actually cool in the thrill right now. It's actually pretty nice here. It's been raining all damn day off and on. It's been in the 70s. We had some 80s days, no 90s days yet. We're going to get a hot first couple of days this week, so I need to get my ass out there and get this stuff done. So I'm not sweating all the way to MHC. Ray, I like making my own stuff, man. You can make it unique, and then nobody sees it. Some little smart punk ass kid can come up and say, "Oh yeah, I got three of those from Home Depot too." Because the kids are savvy, man. All this stuff's all over the internet. All these little 12-year-old tweens living in their mom's basement, pumping out videos, so everybody knows what's coming out and where it's going to be, but nobody knows what it looks like. They're just stealing another store's videos and putting it out, so nobody's seen it in person. Which is kind of why I like to do the shopping videos, because I can go in and show you guys. They make stuff. A lot of people don't understand that they'll take stuff and have it pro painted by a pro, and then they'll light it and they'll have it staged and they'll do a video on it where it looks great, and then you show it and it shows up. You spend $300-400 on it. It shows up look like it came from Wish, and you're like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, this is I paid $300 for this. Surprise, you got screwed. So yeah, that's another kind of a bad thing about that stuff. I like to show it in stores if it's working, if something's a blow molded hand, or if it's actually. If the material's like cheap paper thin, it's just made out of landscaping fabric. So I try and get in there and show you guys what it does, what the animation if it moves around. Who's got quality stuff. So if I pick something up and like, oh, this is a piece of shit, I don't care. I'm going to say it every time. If it's wafer board, I'm going to say, hey, this is wafer board. If you put it outside in your porch, it's going to warp and fall apart. And in a month, it's going to be a pile of sawdust. You got to put a clear coat on it or something. So I don't really care who I kick in the teeth in the stores. If you put it on the shelves, anybody's got a right to pick it up and say, hey, this is cool. Or no, this is garbage, don't buy it. Brian Swieger says, most props you can build for cheaper than pay the prices Home Depot supposedly. It's true to a point, Brian. If you buy the mechs or, with the motors, sometimes the motors, depending on how you get them, you come to transfer, get it, do like Ezekiel, get a suitcase of them for like, $40-50 a piece. A lot of that stuff can be made. It can be made better. With decent steel and nuts and bolts and some, you could look at other mechs. You can use PVC. PVC is fairly cheap. You don't have to have a welder. I weld, so I would weld my own stuff up. I cut my own steel and weld it. But you can buy mechs too from like Hallucinations Creations, and you can skin them. You can put your own props on them, put your own stuff. So there's really no reason. And if you're going to spend $300 on, say, a Home Depot clown, why not spend $300 on a mech from Hallucinations Creation and put a costume on it, and every year tweak it, build it, add onto it, change the hands, add a head, change out the head. There's no reason not to, man. And have something that's actually going to last. Built in America, built strong. If you have an issue with it, you can call the guys and figure out, hey, this isn't moving or whatever. All right, put some penetrating oil on it. Put some grease on it, whatever. It's worth going to the vendors because they're going to build stuff that's not Home Depot and Lowe's quality stuff, Okay, John Halloween Hollows guy says, what's your opinion on the Beetlejuice sequel? John, I could care less. I saw the first movie. It was cool. I've seen it, 3-4 times. Like Michael Keaton. It just like they're going to the well again. I don't care. I'm kind of an old school 80s guy. There's been some good movies lately, like The Witch was awesome. I love Fright Night still. I think Pumpkinhead still holds up. I like those earlier movies. I like the Michael Myers movies and the Jason movies, the first couple. But all the sequel stuff that they're bringing back, unless it's done good, I don't know. I've seen the trailers for Beetlejuice, and I don't know. I guess I'm just worn out on it. It's like those guys who make nothing but Michael Myers masks, and they make nothing but Jason hockey masks, or Jason part 1, part 2. Oh no, that's a part 7 mask. Oh no, that's a part 10 mask. Oh no, this is a part 14 mask, or this is a fan mask. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do Art the Clown. I don't want to do, I don't want to do Michael Myers mask. I don't want to do Jason mask. I don't want to do Freddy's mask. I've got an imagination. I'll use it. I don't want to do pre-made franchise bullshit and put more of that crap into the world. I'd rather put something unique with my own spin on it, or, I do a lot of Frankensteins, but they're my Frankensteins. They're not, something taken directly from a studio to try and make money off and sell 600 of to pay my mortgage at the end of the month. I don't care. Because people always ask, hey, why don't you do, Why don't you do Art the Clown? Why? There's probably like 50 mask makers that make an Art the Clown. What the fuck should I do that for and add to that pile of crap? I just don't care, man. Or I don't want to do a Michael Myers mask. There's 600 people that do that and do nothing but that, and that's all they do. Oh, I bought a mask with rights, and I'm just going to produce it over and over and over again until I die because that's all I know how to do. I'm just not a fan. Let's see. Darth Vader home. Let's see. Vader Halloween Christmas Home Depot animatronic. Oh, it's animatronic? Hell no, man. That's cool. Hey, Patty. Other than conventions you were at, how do we buy some of your products? Really, all you gotta do is instant message me. It's simple. You can message me wherever. I don't care. If I got a price on something or something's done, I'll let you know and tell you. Isn't Vader a static prop, but the Frank has possibilities? From what I've seen of the Frankenstein from Home Depot, he just looks blow molded. I haven't seen him in person yet. I'm gonna try and get out there and get video of him, just to see, because Party City had one last year that was decent. He was big, which is kind of cool. But I think there's one day me and like Dave the Weird Kid, we both definitely want to make our own full size Frankenstein's eventually and put them on a table and build a room around them. Masato asks, "Hey Keith, are you going to Monster Camp with me and AZ next year?" I love to Masato because I think so far my experience with wet clay sucks. I'm not a fan of it. It's dirty. It dries out. It's squishy. I guess I'm an oil clay snob, but just to go and learn more with oil clay or with wet clay and just bang out a mask in a day or over a weekend or so at Monster Camp, I wouldn't mind going and trying it out just to do it and hang out and network with everybody and just learn something new. I use UltraCal. I think Alan uses UltraCal too, so the molding process wouldn't be too bad. But to sit and sculpt and look what other people make and maybe help other people out, I'd love to go, man, just to do it. It'd be fun if I could get the time away, but chances are probably not. I think Vader is owned by. I think Disney just about owns everybody and anything now. They own Marvel. I think they own DC. Disney's too big for their britches, man. Oh, really, Patty? What'd you have done? Back surgery from hell. So I've got 3 blown discs. I've got one that's almost bone on bone. I got to go for shots right after Midwest Hunters Convention. Then I have to go for 3 arthritis shots. And then after that, probably surgery. So what kind of surgery did you have? They're talking like a spinal fusion for me in my L5. EVA foam Darth helmet, piss easy. Yeah, with EVA foam, you can do a lot, man. I really like playing with Worbla. That stuff you can skin just about anything with it. It's thin, you can heat it up, you can sculpt with it. It's awesome stuff, man. A big sheet of it's expensive though. It's like 150 bucks. So I bought one on clearance from Michaels. Michaels had it on clearance. I've been kind of playing with it here and there. Oh, it's not just a 3D printer. You can print his helmet. That's true too. Desiree Bailey says, "Hello, can't wait for fall. Months away, Desiree." Etsy has digital downloads and heaps. Yeah, I'm sure everybody on, man. Everybody with a 3D printer and Etsy and what is that Thingiverse and all that stuff. Those guys are printing that stuff. Mask makers are printing it and selling it now, making Deadpool helmets and all that shit. I'm sure somebody's got one somewhere, but I'd probably just buy a store one and then upgrade it. Of course, I'm not a big Vader fan, but Edson, I don't mind the 3D printing stuff for some stuff. There's like I'd like to be able to make a lantern, and there's some things where like hinges that it's easier to just print and sculpt them and mold them in silicone and then do a resin cast of it. Some stuff I'm pro printing for because for small mechanical parts and stuff like that, hell yeah, it's easier. It would be dumb to try and sculpt and mold a lantern. I could just have somebody print it out, put my design in there, or sculpt the piece and have somebody scan it, and then say, okay, mold it. To do more outdoor stuff. Because I like doing stuff that will last outdoors. People can use outdoors. It doesn't have to be an indoor thing, out of the sun, hidden away, in the dark, in a corner for 6 seconds. And I like people to be able to pick up my stuff, look at it 360, hang it outside, put it in the yard. Because I'm a home haunter, so I try and weatherproof everything, or as much as I can, that it can get some outside love, or it can be out used in the daytime, or it can be carried along a path with somebody. Berlina says, "I worked a 14-hour shift on 4 hours." You're nuts, Berlina. Go to bed, man. 14 hours. That's crazy. The kids say, "Hello, YouTube." Oh man, that's Zodi and Isley. That's cool. Yeah, you should be in bed, Berlina. That's nuts, man. Zodi says he sounds just like you did. What's up, Mimi? Oh, you got to get to work. Just want to say, hey, Mimi, that sucks. You're not going to be at Hell's Gate on Friday, man. That's like my first chance to get away and go. That sucks. You're not going to be there. But I seen John's got a thing. They did an Instagram post where I guess in the gift shop they're going to have like a big board so everybody can come and put their haunt stickers all over it. So I'm going to slap some cobweb stickers on there for you. Berlina, don't stay awake. Just go to bed, huh? Man, if you're going to up doing a 14-hour shift, I just go to bed. Get to sleep. I love Beetlejuice, but I don't know how I feel about the sequel. I hope it's good. I don't know. I like Beetlejuice, but I don't need to feel like I need to own all the sandworms and all the stuff. And yeah, it was cool. It was, in the 90s. It was 90s when it came out, or late 80s. Hell, it had to be late 80s. It was cool. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Do I want to watch it over and over again like Nightmare Before Christmas? No, and I think that's kind of what they're pushing, like Hocus Pocus. I've still never seen Hocus Pocus just out of spite. There's so much Hocus Pocus. There's so much now they're pushing the Beetlejuice. It's like, man, why don't they push Fright Night? Why don't they push Pumpkinhead? Why don't they put well, Casey Love just did a big huge Pumpkinhead statue, which looks freaking beautiful, but it's too grand. So yeah, some of this old stuff, I think they can do better. They can come up with something new and make a new movie versus just beating the hell out of the old Hollywood stuff. That's why there's Jason, I don't know, 11, 12, 13. I don't even know how many goddamn parts are out of that movie. Edson says, I'm going to get out. I hope you all stay safe. Be safe, Edson. Patty says, lumbar fusion from L2 to L1. Took out all the hardware this time, put a new. Oh, wow. So they took out old hardware. See, I don't want any pieces and bits of me. The doctor talked about jacking my vertebrae apart, squeezing in some goo with some bone fragments, and my tailbone and L5 will grow together. And then figure out what the hell to do with 4 and 3. Night, Berlina. See, John the Hollows guy says, fun fact, I've never watched the second Megamind because the reviews for it were so bad I didn't want to ruin the original movie for me. Never seen either. Megamind 1 or 2. Or The Incredibles. Is that where he comes from or no? Never watched it. I'll do that, Edson. Night, Edson. See, Patty says, I don't like store-bought stuff in my yard unless I've taken it apart and revamped it. I make mine all original. That's where the fun of magic is. It's true. I look at what Steve from Grimwood Hollow does, and it's like, man, he makes his own stuff, his own animatronics. He tweaks it. I just want to literally destroy everything I have store-bought. I've been taking it to conventions and trying to get rid of it. If I'm not going to use it or cut it up, I just want it gone, man. I want my own stuff. And Vic's the same way. Vic's like, I want everything that's either mine or my friend's stuff in my shop. He goes, I don't want anything that's store bought. It's getting too commercialized, like Christmas, man. They start pushing Christmas on you in August. You go in the store and there's Christmas trees up where you're like, God damn, man, can we at least have Halloween already? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm to the point where I'm just, man, and then people are like, oh, I want $900 for this animatronic, and it came out last year, and they're not making it again. It's like, well, now it's like a reseller's market, and I'm not really a reseller. If I have something I'm not going to use, I'll just punt it. Maybe somebody else can get some use out of it. But if I find something I like, I'll take it and I'll cut it up. Like what did I buy? That Home Depot Inferno Demon. I don't know where the hell I got it from. Maybe it was Home Depot. I cut him up and added horns and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to add feet to him this year, or hooves, if I get a chance. Yeah, I just don't want to. I want to play by the rules, man. I don't want to feel like I have to have all the store-bought stuff, and I have to have every animatronic this year, and then it's sits in your basement. And then people who don't even do a Halloween display because they live on a highway. What do you do with all your animatronics? Oh, they just sit in my basement. Well, great. Congratulations. You spent $4,000 to have all the Halloween animatronics this year, and they stare at you from the basement because you can't even put them outside because they'll get ruined. Not a fan. Not a fan. What's up, 13? Desiree, that's exactly how it is. It's a dead horse, man. They're telling you got to have this, you got to have this. And when Martha Stewart brings her Grandin Road shit out, oh my God, I can't wait to see the prices on that stuff. It's like, how is she going to try and top Home Depot and Spirit and all them? And I like the ideas of some of the props, but does Spirit really need to put out 9 new clowns every year? If they put out 10 animatronics and 8 or 9 are clowns, like what the hell are they thinking, man? Like, beat it to death, and I'm not a clown guy anyways, but man, make something different. Take a chance. Make a Cthulhu. They made Krampus the one year. He looked cool. Lloyd's got him. Is Lloyd on here? Lloyd, you still got your Krampus? But yeah, I thought the Krampus was cool. That's different and unique. Didn't Home Depot make like a Jack Frost guy or something like that last year? So it's cool if they're mixing it up. At least Home Depot is, trying to mix it up. But Spirit is just the same old shit, man. It's Chinese clowns. I'd like to see them do a big Frankenstein. They did what Mars Attacks last year. I remember seeing at my Spirit Halloween. I thought that was kind of different, except for his head was like blow molded and really weak, so you could probably get 1 or 2 good years out of it before it turned yellow and the head caved in. Mimi says, "Oh yeah, super hyped to see those stickers when I visit. That's cool, man. I'm gonna slap them up there, Mimi." Yeah, I hear you. You gotta go home, take care of stuff. I'm just, man, Mimi, you had an awesome year, man. I'm proud of you, proud to know you. You got into Hell's Gate. That's like one of my favorite haunts. It just looks I can't wait to get there and see it. And you want you see, I'm gonna try and get into a good haunt in Chicago. Then with the Disturbia and Basement of the Dead, where you guest acted, man, you got a hell of a haunt resume, man. That's freaking awesome. I hope you come back next year and do it again, man. That's just freaking amazing. And you said you were gonna do it a couple of years ago, like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of Washington. And I'm gonna come to Chicago and go to a good haunt. That's freaking awesome, man. Oh, so Patty, this is your third surgery. Started with L4 and 5, now two down to the tailbone and one. So you're moving up because I think it's tailbone 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know my next set of shots are going to be right in the tailbone. I guess your spinal fluid travels up. So since my last set of shots did nothing with the cortisone, they're going to shoot me in 5, and it's supposed to work its way up to the other 3 discs. So hopefully that changes something for me. I don't know. The 3 surgeries, man, the more they go in there and screw around, the more they can screw up. That kind of terrifies me. See, John the Hallows guy says, I'm not the biggest fan of retail props, but there are some I have to give because I like them so much, such as the Wacky Mole or the Hauntress. Some of that stuff is decent. I get, some of the people buy the Freddies or the Jasons or like Jordan over at My Flippin' Life. He has the Leatherface one. It's cool just to have them, because they're movie props. So they're technically like licensed, merch almost. But that's not something you're going to put out on your lawn on Halloween, let it be there for 30, 40 days and get rained on and snowed on and ice on like we have here. But some of the stuff like the Wacky Mole, yeah, it's a clown. It's going to last 4 minutes. You're taking a chance. And if you're going to pay $300 for something, or the ones that they don't have in the store that are online only, um, man, you can't see them. You don't know. You got to order it, so then you're taking a big chance. I think that's kind of unfair of Spirit to pull on us. That they're not going to be in stores, that you could at least see one, and maybe they could just sell one off, Masato clowns are never going away. They're always going to be there. They are the pennies of the haunt world. Um, People are always going to use them. Hey, I don't know what to do with this room. Throw a clown in there. Paint it crazy colors. Dark those dang clowns this year. Dark it's every damn year. Spirit literally puts out, and I'm not kidding, like 5 or 6 clowns out of their 10 animatronic lineup every year. It's just nuts, man. It's like, man, they just keep going to the well over and over again. And some of them are just repainted, reskinned clowns. It's the same damn clown. Like, don't they have anybody over there that can, pick a different clown or, make something, man? Like, use a different monster. Go into mythology. There's a million monsters there they could easily grab and use one. Like, man, but it's always freaking clowns, man. Probably because clowns sell. Clowns are popular. That's what they do. They want to make the money. They don't care about, the haunts. Just put more clowns in the world. Make more clowns. It's like, damn, Spirit, you are freaking killing me. Oh, the Swamp Fisherman wasn't bad last year. He was okay. I mean, sometimes they have a good idea. They just don't follow through with it, or they do it like half-assed. When it's like, man, they can do some tweaks. And I think that's where we come in as haunters. We just come in, hey, we'll take a prop that sucks for $150 or $200 or get it on sale on clearance, and then rip it apart and make it new. It's just what we do. Take it out of the box, tear it apart. I know that demon I built, I took them out of the box, I built them, I'm like, okay, great. Let's rip them apart and do something new with them. That's true, Desiree, man. There's mythology, there is folklore, There is other screen used mantras they could do, but no, it's let's do six clowns. Do you know, do something else already, man. It's just, you know, it gets old, man. I'm tired of seeing that shit in stores, or people hyping the same stuff. Oh, which clown are you getting this year? How about fucking none? Because they all suck. They're dumb. They're gonna break in 6 minutes. And then if you want to go pro or you want to have a haunted house, I don't want to see that shit in a pro haunt. If I'm gonna pay money to I'm sure. I'm sure. Mimi could tell you. I'm sure John LaFlamboy doesn't have a spirit Halloween clown anywhere in Hell's Gate. If he did, I want my goddamn money back or we'd fist fight. You just can't do that over and over again. Oh my God, it's Keith. What's up, Lloyd? Now Lloyd does a Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, man. I grew up in the 70s. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s. I love the Killer Clowns. I'm excited. Ezekiel's been sending me some of the pictures on Instagram of like the new series that's coming out that's actually supposed to be done by the Chiodo brothers. Um, the Killer Clowns are so campy. They are what they are. I love the Killer Clowns, man. There's stupid gags in the movie. The cotton candy pods. It's just so outlandish. It's freaking great, man. So Killer Clowns, man, thumbs up all the way for me. I just think they're so great. I get a kick out of watching them. And it's like free on there's like six streaming channels where the Killer Clowns is free. So it's like I think I watched it like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I watched it again through. It's just so outrageous and outlandish. It's so funny, man. I love Killer Clowns, man. I hate glitter goddamn gnomes. And these gnomes, why the fuck do we need Christmas gnomes? We need Halloween gnomes. We need Easter gnomes. We need what is that? St. Patrick's Day gnomes are dressed in green with little shamrocks. I just love punching them in the freaking face when I go in the store. As long as they're plush, bam, in the face, man. I just love kicking gnomes and smashing gnomes in the face. The Nokia jump scare. 13. I don't know why they don't make a gargoyle prop. Probably because the wings and animated movement. But even if it was static, that could still be badass, man. I mean, Spirit did those ones. Hats off to Spirit a couple of years ago. They did the one on the pedestals that say RIP. I bought two of them. Then they did the Victorian gargoyle or something. And they're like made of stone and plaster and stuff like that. They're badass, man. They don't want to make anything like that anymore. They want to make blow molded plastic shit that's going to break in 3 minutes if you look at it. They were on fire, and I still got those four gargoyles from the Spirit. That's like the best things they've ever made. And then I think was it Costco did like a blow mold version of those that say RIP. They just don't have the lights on them or something like that. Man, gargoyles are freaking awesome, and people who do cemeteries could use them. Like I think Home Depot's blow mold tombstones are a freaking great idea, man. You can foam fill them so they don't cave in because they're blow molded, but they're lightweight. You can drop them over a piece of rebar. They killed it last year with the tombstones. It's like, man, like why doesn't Spirit follow suit? I think the blow mold tombstones are awesome. You can put 3 and 4 in your yard and set them at different levels. The Angel one, they had the Celtic Cross one last year, which is really cool. I didn't buy them because I like rather just make one out of like regular rigid foam. But man, it's like that's a total great idea, man, for people who. How many home hunters have graveyards? A lot. I have one. So, the tombstones were freaking awesome, man. For like 40, $50 a blow mold tombstone, hell, why not, man? Fill it with rocks, put it in the yard. That's awesome. Plus, you could repaint them. You could add stuff to them. You could stack them on top of something else to make them taller. I hear a doggy in the background. No, Desiree, you hear my cat Badger. He's got them, like, corn chip ears. So he's constantly flicking at his ears. April's got to clean his ears up because he gets, like, junk in there and ear wax. But, no, I got 3 kitties. I think just Badger's out here, I think, running around somewhere. He says, I know that's like all 3 things he doesn't like. There's something I just hate more of the same. I like, I was talking to Josh Lucas earlier, he's a sculptor. If you follow Josh on Facebook, man, he's awesome. He does some weird stuff, man. He does some stuff that's out there, like his scarecrow with the big tentacle coming out of the back of the neck and slithering around. That's like the most beautiful scarecrow I've ever seen. It's completely off the wall and out there. I just love seeing stuff like that. The people take the norm and completely twist it. It's not another, not another scarecrow that you would see at Home Depot or something anywhere else. So, man, hats off to Josh Lucas. He's freaking awesome, man. Got to see him and hang out with him at Fear Expo last year or this year. I just like seeing things turned on their head, and he's one of those guys that does that, man, and does it well. Let's see. John the Hollows guy says I got Slim from last year for half off on November 2nd. His face is perfect. That sculpt was great, man. I saw that killer clown, and I thought his clothing was kind of padded and dumb. But if you bought a cool clown suit, just to have like in your basement or something, that guy was awesome. His face is pretty spot on, man. And again, I love killer clowns. Did I see their shorty? I don't even know if I videoed their shorty. They had a couple like 2 years ago. They had shorty. Man, I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my own videos or just Google and on YouTube type in shorty, and I'm sure 50 of them kids got goddamn 200 videos on them to get views. Killer Clowns Beyond Svengoolie in 3 months. I love Svengoolie, man. If he's still on, I grew up watching Svengoolie because I grew up in Hammond, which is like 15 minutes south of Chicago, and I remember like summer afternoons. By noon, I think Svengoolie started, and then he was like at 8 o'clock on Friday nights or Saturday nights. So I always watched Svengoolie, man. I watched Tarantula and some of the Universal Monsters movies on there, I think. Dracula, some of the corny movies. They were great, man. I loved Ray Coes, man. And then I think his son took over as his place when he passed. So I am definitely a Svengoolie guy. Gnomes and clowns need their own holiday, man. Amen to that, man. I don't know why there's a gnome for every occasion. Who the hell's buying them? Why is there a demand from them? Why do they keep slipping them in? They're just obnoxious, man. John Hallows guy says I'm a sucker for killer clown stuff. Heck, I have killer clowns pillows behind my back right now. I that's one of them weird '80s movies that sticks, man. Like I am a huge fan of Fright Night, of Pumpkinhead. I like the first and I think the second and the fourth Friday the 13th. I love the first Halloween. I like the Rob Zombie remake. Some of that stuff they just did great in the 80s. They don't need to remake it, man, or build on it. Just leave it alone, let it be. But the Killer Clowns, that's cool. They're going to continue the story on those. Like, where do they come from? They're space aliens. Like, think about it when you watch it. It isn't so much a clown. It is an alien. Stephen King, he took the form of a clown, which I think is a great twist. People think, oh, it's just more clowns. It's like, if you read the book or you really, look into the character, he's an alien. He landed here. He's I think thousands, hundreds of years old. That's a great freaking take on clowns, man. And the guy who played him was freaking terrifying. And I hated the It from the '90s. The movie was great, but the Tim Curry clown, I thought that was dumb as shit. It wasn't terrifying. When I see Tim Curry, I think of Dr. Frankenfurter or I think of Legend. I always thought that clown was that was not a horrifying series in the '90s. That's my kitty, one of them. The hazmat suit. And the glitter. Oh my God. That's why the Chinese hate us because they bathe everything in glitter. When I hit up at home, I know there's going to be props that were sprayed with glue and dipped in glitter. Why the fuck do we need a tree that's covered in glitter? It's this big. Why the fuck do we need a pumpkin that's doused in glitter? Who the hell puts that on their porch? The rain's going to wash it off. I don't know what their fascination with glitter is. It's plastic. It's cheap. They put it on everything. And as soon as you bring it into your home, if you got a pumpkin covered in purple glitter, your home is going to be covered in glitter for 50 years. It's never going to go away. It's only going to get smaller. And when you put it with other Halloween decorations and put it away for the year, it's going to infect them and everything you own is going to have purple glitter on it. I don't get it. It's like Chinese revenge. Everything we make, everything that comes from the dollar stores, I bet you like 90% of that shit in there is Chinese made or Asian made with little small hands. Why is it got to be covered in glitter? Why does glitter attract people? I don't know. I think that's why the Chinese put it on everything because they hate us and it's their revenge. It's like a freaking plague. Savage, where's Savage? I don't see much of her anymore. She is in school. She just got off of the summertime, so she's home now. She's not with us at nights. We go out and do the shopping videos. Maybe now she will be since it's summertime and she's out of school. So we'll see. I'll try and get her on more. Lloyd says you're watching Svengoolie right now. What channel is it on, Lloyd? Is it one of them streaming channels? Remember the Jack Frost horror movies from the 70s or 80s? I think it was an 80s movie. I tried watching that like a couple of weeks ago, And I just thought it was dumb as shit. It's like they needed, and I think, isn't Michael Keaton in a version of that too or something? I just didn't like it. I love the Krampus snowmans, man. They were freaking awesome. Like, I'm not a big Christmas guy, but snowmans I like. Um, I love Pumpkin Rot's snowman, so I try and make mine different than his. I'm bringing some to Midwest. My pumpkin, or not my pumpkins. Well, I'll bring pumpkins too, but I just think snowmen's, man, there's so much of a cool way to play with those. I just love making evil snowmen's. It just makes me happy in my heart. They're such a cool thing that you could put outside. I want to make some that people could actually put in their yard with the right foam. I think it could take the temperatures and you could put it on your porch. Or if you're doing a Krampus haunt, you could put it in your Krampus haunt or whatever. I just think, to take Christmas stuff and twist it is freaking awesome, man. The Krampus movie was so cool, such a great reason to make those creatures and the dark elves, brought from Swedish mythology, and there's just so much they can do with that. And Spirit will make 10 clowns. It's like they made a Krampus. Why don't they go a little further and make the dark elves? Make the snowmen, make the toys, that are creepy. Even if it's not Krampus related, make creepy toys. The shit we grew up with, a big bubble mower with teeth. That type of stuff. They made the clapping monkey one year, which is pretty cool. Like wow, man, that was a great start. They could carry on that line. No, 6 more fucking clowns. Like, why do they got to do that, man? It's like, it's just overkill. They want to do the same. I get they want to make money. They're only open for 30, 40 days. My store always opens late. It just gets old, man. I want to see different stuff. I want to do different stuff. I really wish people would gravitate more towards the universal monsters like the Invisible Man. Or, I love Nosferatu myself. That movie's still terrifying. When that guy comes out of the dark, he's fucking terrifying, man. Lon Chaney Sr. as the Phantom of the Opera, when that bitch rips that mask off his face, holy fucking shit, is that terrifying. And to think that Lon Chaney did the makeup himself. He would go into his little kit, stick his face in there, and come out, and he's the Phantom. He took fish scale and turned his nose up and glued it to his forehead and patted his cheeks and, wooden dentures. And there will never be another man like that ever. And, the Universal Monsters, a lot of people, oh, Wolfman's their favorite, I didn't really care for Junior, in Wolfman, I liked Bella as the gypsy. I thought he was cool. And the Wolfman movie's okay. It's not one of my favorite Universal monsters. I like the long-faced Wolfman myself. Lloyd makes awesome Wolfman, man. He makes both long-nosed and short-nosed Wolfman. He makes a classic Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman. I just didn't like his big dumb round pie face, and I thought he sucked as a Wolfman. The movie was okay, but I'm more of an old school monster guy. Mummies, werewolves, vampires, Nosferatu vampires, long-nosed wolfmen, gypsies, ghosts, Frankenstein, Gilman. I'm kind of more, I guess, of a throwback monster guy. And some of the new stuff's pretty cool. Like John Carpenter's The Thing. Nobody's ever going to touch that. That movie was freaking amazing. I watched the remake and I thought it was kind of dumb. Practical effects, man, it's hard to beat some of that stuff where the CGI just can't keep up, man. But yet they're going to remake all that stuff too. I guess they're making a new Nosferatu movie, and the kid who's making the new Crow movie is going to be in it. So they bastardized Brandon Lee's name once again and made another goddamn Crow movie that looks fucking dumb. The guy looks like a meth head who's in it. I think he played Pennywise, the same kid. I don't know. Just more dumb shit they're going to put on screen. Okay, well, I think I'm actually all caught up on comments. That's awesome. There we go, touching stuff. All messages are visible. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm missing comments. Oh, Me TV. Okay. I think I actually have that app on the thing. Oh, Ezekiel, I love the Trilogy of Terror, man. With the voodoo doll, the Zuni fetish doll. That thing's freaking awesome, man. I didn't have all comments on for some reason. Man, I'm like really rusty at this shit. What's up, Jordan? It's been a minute, man. It's like, when when Pandora died, there's no Haunters Hangout this year. That just kind of blew the wind out of my sails, man. I just wanted to burn all my Halloween shit, and I decided, you know what? I'm not buying shit this year. I'm gonna make everything. Um, they're gonna have a memorial at her from MHC, so this show is going to be hard. I know August is gonna be there. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I just don't want to do the retail Halloween bullshit anymore, man. I want one-off stuff. I want unique stuff. Did Jack Frost suck that bit? I thought so. It was probably the one I watched. It was dumb as fuck. Me TV. April's mom has that. I'm gonna have to look that up, man, because I still like Svengoolie, man. That's who I grew up with. Um, I like all his corny jokes and the rubber chickens and all that dumb Halloween horror host shit. Since I was a kid, I grew up with that guy, man. They broadcast on Channel 9 out here in Chicago. See, Petty says she made her own version of Universal Monsters and add her own creations every year. My daughter does her yard and the newer monsters. That's kind of cool. Like the 70s. Yeah, Michael Myers, the original. John Carpenter's was Halloween's 1978 or 9. The second Halloween was good. I like the first one better, though. The very first couple, Friday the 13th, where, it was Jason's mom who was killing campers. And then because he drowned as a little boy, like, man, what a cool flip ending. And that's 1980, man. I mean, that's freaking awesome. The very first Nightmare on Elm Street, that's fucking terrifying, man. Hellraiser, terrifying. Um, I remember watching those movies when I was a kid. My dad and his girlfriend would rent them and bring them home and try and scare us. Man, did they fuck up, man. We absorbed them, man. Like, I remember watching Hellraiser when I was like 11 years old. Like, we should be watching that. That movie's gory as hell. Reanimator. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They thought they were going to scare us with that. Why do we love that shit? 1970, filmed in 73, released in 74, Toby Hooper? Boy, did they fuck up, It's like, man, they just help mold us more, by trying to terrify us. Trilogy of Terror, Ezekiel brings that one up. That's another good one. Creep Show, another freaking classic, man. Cat's Eye, I love that freaking movie. The Twilight Zone movie, the Twilight Zone series was fucked up. There are some crazy stories in there. Um, all that stuff, man, doesn't need to be remade. It's classic as is. I love seeing it. I can watch those movies over and over again. The one with the big bunny that Rob Bottin made. Rob Bottin did all the Thing. He was the Thing, John Carpenter. Some of those guys, Southern California, those guys are the king of the monster movies and the practical effects. The studios went to guys who were working out of their fucking garages behind their house making shit. Fucking RoboCop. Rob Bottin again, his designs. Guy working out of his fucking garage. Like, it's epic stuff. I love seeing that stuff. It's like, how come we keep recreating old stuff and we can't make new stuff? I just... The Jack in the Box from Krampus is freaking awesome, man. He's huge. The worm who eats all the toy, who eats the people. That's freaking awesome. The Dark Elves. Lloyd makes the Dark Elves. He makes the head and the horns and the Dark Elf symbol burn it. Lloyd makes Krampus. That was a freaking awesome movie. And, I feel like Krampus is totally original, completely sidelined everything. And for Christmas horror, how many haunts open their doors for Christmas now and do a Krampus theme? Even though he goes back to the 1800s for, he predates Santa Claus, I love Krampus. I think Krampus is awesome. In fact, I have Lloyd's Krampus head, foam filled. I stick it on my black tree as the star. A new Salem's Lot is coming. Lloyd, I have not seen the original Salem's Lot, the 1979 Salem's Lot with Starsky and Hutch in it. Man, I don't think I've seen that in 30 years, 40 years, and I've only seen bits and pieces of it. So if they do make a new one, I hope it's good, man, because they've had time to prep. And I hope they don't do CGI. I kind of hope they stick to practical effects, because some of the CGI stuff is like, man, for as good as that stuff can be, looks like shit on screen. It's horrible, which sucks. It's like they're almost going backwards. The original Poltergeist, 13 Ghost brings that up. That first Poltergeist is fucking terrifying. The second one's good. The third one, not so much. And it probably won't be long before they revisit that and make 47 sequels of that shit. Um, I felt like when I grew up, the best monster movies were out. Some of this new stuff, the slasher stuff, and I like slasher movies. They're cool. I thought the original Scream was pretty cool. And now they're on part 29 with all these doing different twists and oh, well, now it's the son of the daughter of the father of the roommate who's a slasher. It's like, that shit's played out. It's dumb. I don't want to make dumbass ghost face masks. That was a cheap ass mask from the late 80s where the original mask came from. I love buck knives. I have that knife. I have the bigger version of that's the 119 in the movie. I have the 121, which is longer. But they're still carrying that on, trying to make money and squeeze a dollar out of that thing. It's like, man, why don't they just make something else? I don't get it. Yeah, but Poltergeist, I'm glad you brought it up, 13, because I love that movie, man. Like, oh, Carrie Ann and Zelda Rubinstein and the shit flying around her bedroom when they open the door. It's like, man, that's awesome, man. I thought The Witch was great. I like The Blair Witch, I thought was really cool. And people hate on that movie. But I liked it. I thought it was cool, man. I like the goat, or the witch with the goat, Black Phillip in there, man. He was rad. I just watched something last weekend called Haunt, where these kids were stuck in a haunted house, and that was kind of cool. It was pretty decent. Had a couple of nice twists. I thought the Terrifier movie was pretty good, and the third one I thought wasn't so great. It was more about just about the kills and being bloody and stuff. So Me TV, channel 248. I think it's an app for my streaming TV. I don't really have any channels except for like Paramount, so I can watch the tattoo series. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and kick back. I'm always perusing Amazon Prime and trying to find new stuff. 'Cause I have Prime. I don't have Netflix. And trying to find something cool. But there's so much crap like on Tubi and everything else, like classic monster movies. Like there's always something to watch. And yeah, a lot of them suck. They're horrible. There's like 6 other Krampus movies that are completely trash. But the Chris Daughtry one was, is it Chris Daughtry? Michael Daughtry. His Krampus movie was freaking awesome. I bought the art book. The art book is amazing. It shows all the stuff going on in his workshop, and it shows close-ups and behind-the-scenes stuff. That's an awesome art book, man. Yeah, I knew they were redoing Salem's Lot again. I just hope they don't try and like redo The Shining or something. I love the sequel. I read the book for the Doctor Sleep. Book was phenomenal. The movie was pretty decent with what's that guy from Train Spotting? Oh, I can't think of his name. Scottish guy. But the movie was pretty good. I liked it. I thought that was pretty good. Okay. I don't know why I've got to keep hitting that damn button. What's up, Jimmy Hilly? It's like it's freezing or something and not putting all comments up. I was not a big X Files fan. There are some good ones. I used to watch Millennium with Lance Henriksen. Those were pretty good. I like those. Oh man, hats off to the parents who tried to scare us and it backfired and we became monster kids. Man, did they screw up big time. Yeah, really. Parents are playing bridge or going out for the night to go play cards with their friends. We're home watching monster movies all night. It's their fault. Ryan Raybuck says, I have the Krampus costume from the Midnight Studios, and I love it. I didn't know Kyle's did a Krampus costume. I know he's a big classic monsters guy, sort of like me, you know, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy. You know, a lot of his stuff is based on your Universal monsters, like sort of like your Big Four. He does a shit ton of Wolfman, that's for sure. Reverend Kane was awesome. Oh my God, that guy's terrifying, man. Walking around with them brown teeth singing, God is in his holy temple. Asking little Carrie, are you afraid, child? Are you afraid? That guy's fucking terrifying, man. That's why I bought that Hippodrome head and put on my Gravedigger, because it looked like that damn preacher from Poltergeist. Terrifying. Oh man, I hope they don't remake Krampus. Oh, that would suck. Smoke Mist. Man, I haven't seen that name in forever. About to check out Monsterpalooza convention tomorrow in Pasadena, California. It's always epic. There are a lot of heavy hitters there, man. Monsterpalooza, man, like Norm Cabrera's there. Casey Love's there. I think Jordu's there. Um, there's a lot of people there. I need to watch some of those Monsterpalooza videos. Today was day 2. I think tomorrow's day 3. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think. Those are going to be some epic walkarounds. Vincent Price, he's another one. Boris Karloff movies were a staple for me. Oh yeah, man, Vincent Price, he's done a ton of horror movies, man. Boris Karloff's done a ton of horror movies. Even when he did with Bella, like Black Cat, that they did together. The original Carrie from the 70s, when they dumped all the pig's blood on her, Sissy Space. Ah, God damn it. Sissy Spacek? Was that her name? Carrie? And they remade it too. But yeah, Carrie, that's another one, man. She goes to prom. They dump the pig's blood on her from the balcony. Oh, man. What's up, Chris? Yeah, there's so much good stuff out there, man. I wish they would just replay the classics versus trying to remake them and remake them poorly. I mean, they remade The Fog. The original Fog is great. They remade it and it kind of sucked. All right, A's. I'll see you later, Ezekiel. The Third World. Lloyd says, next Saturday, my job will be only beach. Oh, you going to Florida, Lloyd? Oh, for a week. No shit. That's cool. Yeah, take the wife and enjoy. You taking the grandbaby too? Or just to be a hubby wife trip? 13 Goes says, my dad's always liked scaring me when I was a kid. The only reason I'm into horror movies now and Halloween now. You know, that's true. I remember when we were kids, I can trace mine back to as far as, I think, 2nd grade. We would go to the library at school, and they had these little black and white books with orange covers, like the something library they were called. Silverwood Library. I have some. And man, us kids would get into the library and we would run right to the bookshelf to pick those little black and white books out. I think they had Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, something else. Little orange books. And we would literally run and race to the wall to get those damn things. We'd fight over them. And if we had them, we'd turn them back and put them in the book cart. We would run right back over to the book cart and pull those sons of bitches out and tell the librarian lady, you got to put the card back in here so we can sign it and she could stamp it for us. Those books, I don't think ever hit the damn shelves from the beginning of the school year. We would pass those around and read them in class and look at them. They were just little black and white books of the Universal monsters. Most of them were in there. And we just passed those around class. Thought those were the greatest damn things. So I still have some to this day. Bought them on eBay. That's true, Chris. In some movie theaters, they play original movies. They play movies from the 70s or the 80s. I think that's great. I would love to have a movie theater and put props in it. Look at you, fancy girl. Yeah, that's a definitely yes.
Okay, what's your short?
I don't think so.
I think you should just sell this damn thing.
No. When April comes to MHC, she look like a little hoochie. Come give her a hug.
Stop it.
Her butt's hanging out of that skirt. I love it. Yeah, can't wait for MHC. That's going to be awesome. I like it. You should wear that. Let me show the people. Come see.
No.
Come check out.
No.
Come see. Just stand in front of the camera. It's a little skinny camera. All you got to do is stand here. Down, you're going to be able to see from your legs down because the table's in the way. But the new YouTube, they won't let you flip your phone sideways. That's weird as shit.
What?
I said YouTube will not let you flip your phone sideways. It's up and down right now. So all you can see is a little box right here. That's it. Come see. You're only going to be able to see from here up. And you're only 5 foot tall. I'm going to get a pop. Come talk to the people. I'm dying the first. Hey. Right in the street.
It's warm in here.
It's hot in here. I need to give me a freaking drink.
But just tell me and I can get you something to drink.
Yeah, I'll get it. I can wander around. You show them? No? You should.
Why?
Why not? Everybody's going to see you in like a week. Yeah, because we leave for MHC
I don't want
on...
to give it away. I don't know what I'm wearing yet.
Oh, she doesn't want to give it away. She doesn't know what she's wearing yet. Guess she just got to come to MHC and find out. Because we're leaving Thursday night.
I don't know.
Ooh, that is nice cold. And we actually braved Walmart today. Also known as the armpit of the universe. Man, what a shithole Walmart can be. But they did have a monster bag of bugles for $4. I've not had these in forever. When you were a kid, you always put these little bastards on the edge of your fingers, like they're little witch fingers. And you eat them all. I'm too damn big now. My fingers are fat and they won't fit in bugles. Yeah, remember that? You were kids, you get a bag of bugles in the school, put them on your fingertips.
We use them for
I'll still do that shit when I'm 51. Yep, use them as fingernails. It never gets old. If it falls off your fingernail, you eat it. Say me some, Savage. Come say hi, Savage.
I ate one yet.
See, Savage is still around. She just creeped out of her room. I'm sure Lloyd's gonna love that. Because when you get home, Lloyd, you're gonna be busting ass for Texas Hunters Convention. See, John Howell's guy says, when I was 51, I watched the original Child's Play and wasn't scared once. I wasn't too affected by it. Oh, when I was 5, I watched the original. I love the original Child's Play. It takes place in Chicago, like right next to where I grew up. I thought the original one was awesome. I thought Silence of the Lambs was awesome. My friends went and seen Silence of the Lambs in the theater. The next town over from which was Calumet City, Illinois, because I lived right on the border in Hammond. So they're in the theater watching this, and they say, okay, we've caught Buffalo Bill. We know where he's at. He's in Calumet City, Illinois. And my friends looked at each other. They were watching the movie in Calumet City, Illinois, where it takes place in the movie. That was funny. They got out of there. They were creeped out. They were like, oh, man, they said the cops are coming to Calumet City, Illinois. And that's where they were watching the movie at in that theater. That's pretty funny. You should get a drink, Lloyd. Get a drink. Get an alcoholic drink. Believe me, I'm really hoping to get some beers at MHC. It's one of the only times I can drink. 13, man, you gotta come to a convention, man. They're freaking awesome. Teddy says hi, Savage.
Is Az coming?
Savage. Ezekiel, are you gonna make it to MHC? I don't think so because Zodi's like football is going downhill. So I think the boys got to work on it. So I don't think they're gonna be able to get away. Oh, Lloyd's already busting out stuff for Texas Haunters Convention. I like to go to Texas Haunters Convention. Me and Quinn were talking about that a little while
I don't
ago.
think he's gonna.
Not right now. I got pop right now.
So put
I
that
got a
in
pop.
first. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
I like it. And I'll get one in green too.
Where's this from?
That's a Frankenstein. That's a protective bag that goes over his
Where's this
head.
from Walmart. Kind of looking pretty tasty right now. They're looking pretty girly.
Ezekiel says Savage is famous in the third world.
You could have.
I'm tired, man. I've been trying to
in your room. I'm not. I'm
make a couple extra things for Midwest. Man, trying to finish 2 scarecrows. I'm busy.
I want to try all the colors. These are regular. No, they're lemonade. They're good.
Okay, so Ezekiel's coming over later in the year before Halloween. That's cool. I don't know what else is going on before Halloween. I think this is based like the last convention. Midwest is usually the last convention because everybody goes into their haunts and starts building and all that stuff.
God, your breath stinks.
So
You need to brush your teeth.
all the conventions seem to die down except for Texas. Texas is like the last one other than horror conventions. But I built this guy for an 8C.
Can you see my butt? Yes.
My Frankenstein. Put one of my gauges on there. Filled it with resin. Have you guys ever seen the back of him? I got a cooling fin, heat sink in the back of his head. Try and make him like my own version of Frankenstein. And these guys are like those little 3D printing extruders. I guess it spits the hot goo out and makes a little object or something like that for the 3D printers. So you guys be seeing him up there. I'll put him on the table. The cool thing is he's got lights. So I lit up the gauge. I lit up lights under, shines on the underside of his skull. I'm gonna make me one of these boxes for my Franken skull. I think I'm gonna do it in yellow and put the lights on the 4 corners just to try and change it up a little bit. But again, like I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan. Frankenstein's one of my fave. The Gill Man. I need to make a Gill Man skull one day. I think I'd like to get my Wolfman skull done next year. I think I want to mold it. I haven't seen anybody with like a Wolfman skull. I think he's in a. Hey, he's in a cabinet. Can I get him out without tearing up the place? Yeah, I can reach him. So I'm going to make this guy, I need to mold him, separate the jaw, make the teeth individual. But I want to do a Wolfman skull. I've got a Frankenstein skull. I've got a Nosferatu skull. Got a Goblin skull. Got a baby Nosferatu skull. Working on a Demon skull, get the Yankee. I want to do a Wolfman. I haven't seen anybody have a Wolfman skull to shows yet. So I need to work on him to bring him to shows.
What do I do with this thing?
What is it? I think you tie it in a big bow. Ezekiel's coming over later in the year before Halloween.
Wow, so he's not going to MHC?
Mom, I'm
Yeah.
popular in the third world.
Huh?
I'm popular in the third world.
Hell yeah, Az. Anytime, brother. You make it over, we'll go shopping, we'll pick the stores, I'll run you all over the place. The Frankenstein, he's decently heavy. He's So I make these guys. I pour resin in the mold. His teeth are resin. His bottom row is all individual teeth. I plug those in. I make resin pieces for the clips for his head. Hold his skull top on. Of course, this is resin. Little spikes of resin I make. The bolts are resin I make. And then all my paint and everything else. He's pretty beefy. He's rigid foam, so if he falls off a wall, falls off a table, if people handle him, you know, I want him to be around for a ton of freaking years. So I don't like making cheap shit or just, you know, out of crappy foam. I use like good special effects foam, rigid 6-pound foam. You know, Lloyd, Vic has a mold for an alien skull, not a queen. It comes in like 4 pieces or something. It's floppy. It doesn't have a shell with it. It's a mess. But I told him he should try and pour one and then sculpt on top of it and then remold it. But the Alien, I love Aliens is another great movie, like 1979. Man, Aliens, that's another one. That creature is freaking amazing. Yeah, Savage brought me some Sour Patches. Lemonade ones? Pink lemonade?
Yeah.
I hate watermelon. Ugh. I won't eat the watermelon ones.
I don't like watermelon artificially flavored.
John Howells, guys, says, I love live streams. So nice to not have all the editing and just chill with my favorite creators. You know, I do like the live streams once in a while when I have the time to actually sit down and jump online. There's no editing. I can say whatever I want. I don't have to type anything, really. I can catch up with people. You know, live streams are fun, man, especially when it gets closer to Halloween. Although I take you guys out in the shop, and it's a total freaking, I got boxes everywhere. There's no room to put anything out there anymore. It'd be a mess if I went in the garage and live streamed. Yeah, you know, there was some Code Orange. I did check at home. I saw this post on Facebook. The guy had the big, tall, like, skeleton statue. They didn't have anything out except for like dragons. They had the dragons the last couple of years that were like a polystone or something like that. These are more plasticky. So I don't know if those are going to be the dragons for this year for Halloween. But I did go to Joann's Fabrics. They had some stuff. I got there once, but I was early. And then I went to Michael's. Michael's had like this little, I don't know, it really wasn't Halloween. It was a halfway to Halloween, but it was like a, what the hell was that? It was a collection of something. There was like some cutesy stuff in there. I think it was like mostly like pink and black. But they did put some stuff out. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool.
Midget.
That they're doing some stuff for halfway to Halloween, but not like a full-blown display. And somebody brought up the point that Joann's, because most of the stuff was on shelves last year, that because a lot of Joann's are going under or they're filing bankruptcy, that they're probably just regurgitating everything they have in warehouses to get rid of it before they file bankruptcy and close. So they're calling it a halfway to Halloween sale, but it's really like, let's sell our shit off sale because we're getting ready to go under. Hide everything, Lloyd. There's an official Giger bar in Switzerland. I bet you that's freaking awesome, man. Giger was something else, man. Like when he would paint, his paintings would be so big. Like he had a hole in the floor. He painted upstairs. He would just push a button and the painting would move up or down through the floor so he could actually paint and be in the painting's face. I thought that was pretty crazy. Little dark cramped studio. But man, that dude, he literally invented biomechanical, you know, the Necronomicon books. I don't have either one of them. They're hard as hell to get. They're expensive, like $200 for those suckers from the 90s. It's like I'm hoping one of these days I can find one and get one just to look at them. His art is freaking amazing, man. Oh, Dark Ride. I love the Predator, the first Predator movie.
You should watch the K-12 movie.
Yeah. The first Predator movie is awesome. I like the city version with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, too. That one was good. I thought the one where Adrian Brody got dumped in a jungle, that was pretty cool. Predators with the little kid with the glove, that one was okay. I really like this. I didn't see Prey yet, but I've read all the Dark Horse comic books, and there are some really good stories in there. They could easily make some really cool Predator movies out of. The Prison Break one. The Predator versus Batman is freaking awesome. There's a lot they could do with the Predator movies versus just making like a big CGI, blast fest with them, whatever. The clown skull I did. Oh, the clown head. Yeah. I wanted something that could blow fog out of the mouth. So there's a tube in his head and it runs up to the staff. So you can plug a fog tube in the bottom of the staff and run fog up to the clown's mouth. So you can either take that head off and put it on like a PVC statue or make a body for him. Or you could have a guy standing there holding the staff that it's on. He's just tethered to a fog hose in the bottom is all. So that way the fog at least comes out of the clown's mouth. Because eventually I want to have a creepy carny cart, and I want the front of it to have a clown head on there. So I thought, okay, I just need a big head versus sculpting a clown head. So I'm going to take a stab at it and see if I can make this thing a clown. And it worked out pretty good. I was kind of happy with them. I'll take them to M8C and put them up for sale and get rid of them. Even the Fosters. 13, if you got a Necronomicon book, the big oversized ones, those suckers are like $200 for a beat to shit one on eBay. I looked like a couple months ago, I looked them up. Every once in a while I'll look them up. Man, they're expensive as hell. But they are cool, man. I think there's part one and part two. I would go look for that thing and see if you still got it. I had that annoying feeling where I had to clear my throat, but I can't clear my throat. That's why you need some Pepsi. Pepsi will clear you out.
Happy.
Oh, football calls, my friend. Gotta be well. All right, Ass, be safe, man. Tell the kiddos I said hi. I look forward to you getting over here this year, man. That'll be freaking awesome if we can hook up somehow.
Did you know people eat
Hell, it's
wallaby
already-
tail?
Everything in Australia eats everything.
No,
It's
people.
like 9 o'clock. All right, I'll go 15 more minutes, and then I'll let you guys go. Because I'm sure you're going to be watching some monster movies where he's going to turn on Predator, they're going to turn on Fright Night,
Wait, why are people
turn on
watching,
Alien,
Why are people watching monster movies?
because they're the best. Lloyd says, I'm making an open throat in my werewolf head mount just in case someone wants to run fog. That's cool, man. I think it's cool when you take a mask and add stuff. Like I took my mask and I made it a trophy head, like my Jotunheim, and then I wanted to do one that was like an orc color, versus just having a static prop. Man, you could run fog. I like to do something with bubbles too. Like they make them bubble machines, but they shoot up at an angle. And it's like I'd like to make a cauldron that could fit over that, so that the bubbles will shoot up in the air and not catch on the bottom of the cauldron.
Give me them shoes.
Let me see the boots. Well, I like the boots. Those are those demonios or whatever. Yeah.
Rocket check.
She took my shoes.
Yeah, you just need a pair of like bat wings.
Bat wings.
Yeah, on your back.
I don't think
I probably got to make some bat wings, some full-size ones. Who is he on the Fosters tonight? You know, Ezekiel won't drink that shit. The thing with Kurt Russell, pretty good. It's throwing out as a young kid.
Oh, jeez.
Young guy. Thing was terrifying, man. Again, that was a guy, Rob Boutine, made all that shit out of his garage. That still stands up. It's still creepy as hell. People copy it all the time. Kyle from Midnight Studios makes some thing pieces. He'll take bits and pieces of his monsters and he'll mash them up and make them. I think he had one at a show a couple years ago. It's probably a Monster Palooza. He's probably there too. The Thing's an awesome movie. The Fog is an awesome movie. John Carpenter was amazing. The first Swamp Thing was pretty good. I like watching that once in a while too. And then when horror movies kind of got popular, like in the 70s, they were sort of like B movies and pushed to the back. And, you know, when they started getting popular in the 80s, like the slasher flicks, like very early 80s, they kind of
I can't walk in these things.
did so many where they burned them out. They were so, you know, you were on Jason Part 27. And then shit died off. And in the late 90s, the two guys wrote the Scream movie, and it kind of made a resurgence. But with that resurgence of horror movies, brought a ton of bullshit and just trash and crap and rehash stuff. So I thought one of the cool movies of the early 2000s, horror movies, the first Jeepers Creepers. That movie was freaking awesome because it kind of kept you guessing the whole time. What the hell is this guy? Is he a demon? Is he a mummy? Is he a gargoyle? What the hell is this guy? I really like Jeepers Creepers. I thought that was cool as hell. That was another one I like to see. You gonna watch Halloween tonight? Which one, Patty? You gonna watch the first one or the Rob Zombie one? Probably the classic John Carpenter one. All right, John. Thanks for stopping by, man. You taking off to go to sleep. Yeah, it's like 9 here. I'll go 10 more minutes and then I'll shut it down. I'm gonna go lay on the couch. I'm gonna find something to watch tonight. Maybe I'll find Killer Clowns or something. Maybe I'll put in a DVD because I got all the Universal Monsters ones. I bought like the big DVD pack. I think another movie that doesn't get enough love is The Invisible Man. The first Invisible Man, I think Claude Rains is the Invisible Man. That's a great movie, man, where he just kind of descends into freaking madness and end up shooting him in the end. It's crazy. You know, the Saw movie, the first one was really damn good, well written. The second was kind of cool. It kind of bled into the first one, the whole kind of story intertwining through all the movies. That first one was pretty freaking crazy, man. The next couple were okay. And then again, it just seemed more about just being like a splatter fest, more about, okay, let's get, you know, like 7, 8, 9 good kills in here. The one that still gets me to this day is, what's her name? Damn it, I can't think of her name. The girl in the hypodermic needle pit, where she's thrashing around trying to get to the key or the whatever it was in the needle pit, and she's just flinging hypodermic. Oh man, that scene to this day was just like, oh god, man, like, oh, that's whoever thought that up, freaking genius, because that shit's terrifying. That shit makes me hurt just watching it on TV. The first one, yeah. John Carpenter won the music. And that time he wasn't even a musician. And he's on the piano trying to tell the guy, this is what I want the score to sound like. And he's tapping on the piano. And that's him. He credits himself in the movie with the music. How simple is that shit? I need to rewatch the first Howling. Lloyd, I have not seen that in so long. I love the Underworld movies. I thought Dog Soldiers was bullshit. It was horrible. It was dumb, boring. There's not been a lot of good werewolf movies since the Underworld series. I think like the first two. Those Lycan guys, I like those as werewolves, but I've seen some of the other ones, watch bits and pieces of them like on Amazon Prime. Haven't really liked any of them, man. But I remember as a kid, The Howling fucking terrified me. Them changes. Again, Fright Night, another great werewolf movie. Probably the best werewolf movie, American Werewolf in London. I watched that, I think, 2 months ago or something like that. Love that freaking movie, man. Terrifying wolf effects. Silver Bullet, another great werewolf movie. Even Oliver Reed in his wolf movie. What the hell was he in the wolf movie? Oliver Reed? His was awesome. I have a hard time finding werewolf movies that I like. I didn't see Howl. I've seen the little thumbnail for it, but I haven't watched that one. I did see the remake of the Wolfman of Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins in the theater. That was kind of a sleeper, kind of like, Chris, you ain't lying, man. American Werewolf in London, to this day, I think that movie's like 1980. So you're talking like 44 years later, and they haven't had a really good transformation like that since then, other than probably like The Howling. That was another good one. I freaking love that movie, man. But it seems like the werewolf movies are lacking. Everybody turns to the CGI, and they really could just do this with practical effects. Put a guy in a suit to make it a little better. But I don't know if they're just maybe waning in popularity. Clowns are popular. I don't know. Yeah, a good werewolf movie, man. Love a good werewolf movie. The first Underworld was freaking great when that came out, man. I was loving that. I saw, what was it, oh god damn it, Hugh Jackman, where he's chasing all the monsters. He playing Van Helsing. That werewolf kind of sucked, man. Most of the monsters in that sucked. I like Hyde. Hyde was awesome. I really wish they would bring back, if they're going to redo a movie, like do an updated version of Jekyll and Hyde. They tend to leave that one alone, which kind of sucks. But I like to see a version of that. Is it like Robert Louis Stevenson, I think? That's nice. I like that too. We're out on Saturday if you don't get hot. It's all black-headed too. Yeah, I like the Jekyll and Hyde from Van Helsing. That was pretty good. Yeah, the 80s had a lot of great horror movies, man. And again, they weren't popular. It was practical effects because they were made cheaply. And they did some groundbreaking stuff in there, man. They made some images that are still terrifying to this freaking day. Like I said, think about Alien. That guy was basically just trash bags and all that stuff. And they didn't even tell the people what the monster was going to look like. So when it came out on the screen, when Sigourney Weaver first saw it, she was actually terrified of it because it was the first time she got to see it. So I wish they'd be more like that. Now everything's about, let's throw $1 billion at it. Let's do CGI. If they would just go back to the basics and worry about the story and a solid monster. Now it's all about the jazz and, let's make him bigger, better. He's going to have powers. He's going to do this. It's like, man, if they just dial it back, versus trying to put all the Hollywood flash and bullshit in there, I think movies would be so much better. Let's see. Patty says, I wish I could remember the name of the werewolf movie I saw a few years ago. I remember it's going to suggest you guys watch it. The costumes and makeup were great. I did see, speaking of monsters, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. That was awesome. I love that movie. The Onion Knight was in there from Game of Thrones. That was a really cool movie. The monster looked great. It was Dracula basically in bat form. I really dug that movie. I thought it was cool. The cinematography was great. I think it's free on Amazon Prime right now. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, because the Demeter was the name of the ship that Dracula came over on from England when he was all in his wooden crates and all that shit when they took his earth from his castle and brought it over here to Carfax Abbey in London. So that's a good movie to watch. I like that one. I actually bought that DVD because I liked it. You ain't lying, Dark Ride. It's like people are on scene for 10, 15 minutes. Have the personality of a fucking 2x4. I just hate that shit. It's like, you don't feel for characters. Nobody's really smart or savvy. It's all about, okay, let's get in some really cool kills. And let's make the guy look cool. And that's it. We'll try and build a franchise around it. It's like, oh, man. So dumb, man. It's like, think about this. The original Dracula. 1932? 31. 1931. Bela Lugosi. He didn't even have fangs. Bela Lugosi did not have fangs in Dracula. And so you fast forward all these years, all the modern vampires all have fangs. They're all different. This is back, 70, 80, 90 goddamn years ago. The first Dracula didn't even have fangs. How crazy is that shit? Nosferatu had them, but that was a German-made movie here in America. But Bella did not have fangs in Dracula. So how crazy is that? I tell you what, Dark Ride. I read the whole series. I was the 5 books Game of Thrones till what Feast of Crows till he never put out Winter is Coming or Winter is Here or whatever the hell it was, the last book, book 5 or whatever. I read all those goddamn books. Freaking amazing. The dude outwrote Tolkien. But they did the series, and the last season of the Game of Thrones is supposed to be the last book. That sucked, man. I want to see it in book form because everything that happened in the movie does not happen in my head unless it comes out of the book. But he was great in the freaking books, man. I loved him. He was awesome. That's what I like, 13. Like, they hit a lot of that shit from the actors so they can get genuine reactions on screen. Like, that's kind of old school, simple monster movie making where everything now is like CGI. So the characters still have no idea what the hell they're looking at. Oh yeah, there's a little ball. Be terrified of this. We're gonna digitalize in the monster. That's so fucking dumb, man. Just make a monster, plug it in there, but everything's gonna be fancy. And that shit costs like I think $20,000 to make an animated or a CGI scene. I think they started like 20 grand to make a CGI scene. Maybe they're cheaper now because everything's like you can make CGI movies at home probably on your computer with Photoshop. I don't know. So it's 9:14. All right, guys, I'll go one more minute and then I'll call it a night. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go stuff some bugles in my face. I'm gonna go try and watch The Howling. I think I'm gonna try and look that up and see if it's on there. Good old D. Snyder. No, not D. Snyder. D. Wallace. D. Snyder's twisted sister. What the hell was I thinking? I've not seen that in a long time. I think I'm gonna try and watch that tonight. I like the second one. Was it Your Werewolf's Sister? Where Christopher Lee's in it? That's a good one too. Animators get paid by the second. Jesus Christ, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not an animator. I just prefer the CGI stuff, man. You can make it look real on screen with lighting and camera effects and lenses and all that shit, so why not use it? Everything doesn't have to come out of a computer. Kind of sucks. Alright, guys. Somebody blowed up my phone. I'm gonna go kick back and watch The Howling. I gotta pack my shit for MHC. So for anybody who's going to Midwest Hunters Convention, it's in Rosemont this coming weekend. The 7th, 8th, 9th. Hell's Gate Haunted House Tour still has tickets available for Friday night. One night only. But if you're in the area or coming to the show, come fucking see me, say hi, grab a sticker, come chill and bullshit with us, and hang out, man. MHC is all about Haunt Fan. It's not such a crazy show like Trans World. Although it could be this year. Last year was pretty damn busy. But if you guys are in the area, man, come swing by MHC, come see me, come grab a free sticker, come say hi. Come say hi and tell me I suck. I don't care. And then after I get home, I'm working a lot, so I probably won't even have that many DIY videos coming this summer. I'm going to try and get out and do the store tours like I usually do. We're going to perpetrate. We're going to get some Code Orange videos. I'm going to try and show you guys who has what, how much it is, and if it sucks or not, especially animatronics. So I'm going to be creeping back and forth to the stores at my night job if I can, and try and get you guys some Code Orange videos too this year to show you what's actually in stores and what it looks like versus talking about it or stealing the video online and then chopping it up and making it your own. So, all right, folks, appreciate everybody for hanging out. Man, it's been a minute. What have I been, like an hour and a half or something like that? Thank you, Patty. That's cool, Lloyd. Post pictures of the fish. Yeah, I'm gonna watch The Howling, man. I gotta see it. I haven't seen that in so long. I think Tubi has it, Lloyd. I can search it, but I think Tubi has it. I don't think Amazon Prime has it. All right, good night, Ray. Good night, Patty. Good night, Lloyd. Good night, Chris. Dark Ride. I know Patty's on there. You got dinged, what? I got dinged last year, so much for coat arms last year. It's the music in the background, man. Fucking Phil Collins got me dinged. Van Halen got me dinged. John Cougar Mellencamp got me dinged. So I pay those guys royalties for their shit, so. Next time, I gotta fucking stick my finger over the damn volume button, so. I'll see you guys soon, man. I'll be around. Fucking copyright strikes. Goddamn John Cougar Mellencamp. He's a fucking Hoosier, too.